One more minute, ladies and gentlemen. I see everyone's not quite here yet. Are you excited? Oh, you're in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. Just wait one more moment for everyone to arrive. Everyone's almost here, ladies and gentlemen. Just one more minute, please. Ah, one more, I see. Won't you join us, sir? We were just about to begin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the annual gathering of the Ark Society. As Ark patrons, you are welcome to explore the castle grounds. However, certain areas are off-limits, including the keep, which houses the members area, convention space, and council meeting. Should you wish to apply for Ark membership, please be aware that such cannot be bought, only earned. All set? Excellent. Follow me, please.
So, what do you think?
Well, you weren't kidding. This place is pretty epic. Where are we anyway?
I'm not sure. Some old knightly stronghold. The architects use it all year round for ideation purposes, but tonight's the only time the rest of us get together. So, you decide on what to buy from the catalogue?
One of the bunkers, for sure, and I'm curious about the cryo facility.
I think you're gonna like it here, Logan.
With a 7-digit tuition fee.
What else?
I better.
Yes. Zoe Washington, one of our newly appointed chairwomen, has prepared a brand new official ceremony scheduled to take place in the upper courtyard. A stirring ode to rebirth and the enduring spirit of mankind. I believe that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Please enjoy your evening. The bar is right up ahead. Good evening, lady. I see someone's in a hurry to get inside. Well, no one's putting a gun to your head. Now, where was I?
Glad it's not me this year, chasing tokens around like a sucker.
I don't know. Looks kind of fun. Like Final Club all over again. How does it work?
The tokens are hidden throughout the castle, you know, like out-of-reach places like the ramparts. And the first initiate to collect enough tokens undergoes the polygraph test with the chairwoman. If you're deemed worthy, you get promoted to Ark member.
I could do that.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Depends on your pain threshold, I guess. You see, Zoe Washington upped the stakes this year. Word is, she's brought an ECT device to the interview.
Wait, electroshock? But that's torture.
Some would call it therapeutic.
Wow, I knew the twins were hardcore, but this takes the cake. Count me out.
Already had. So, Paul Monroe, the venture capitalist. He look like a winner to you?
Well, Paul's basically a decent guy. He's got honor, integrity, plays fair. When that Haven corporate services scandal broke, he was like the only trader in New York who came up clean. Imagine that.
So, not a winner then.
Precisely.
Dennis Bertrand, the hotel heir. You think he's got a shot?
No way. That little prick's all trust fund and no spine. He never had to work for anything in his whole life.
Neither have I. And I won last year.
That's different. You cheated.
How'd you know?
Aha, I didn't. Until now. Anyway, my money's on Georgina. She'll eat those other two for breakfast.
So, Georgina Legrand, Vice President of Hemisphere Airlines. She's your favorite, I take it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she was a competitive skater. Losing's just not in her dictionary. Plus, she already has 2 tokens. Yep, surefire winner in my book.
We'll see. Getting colder.
Shut up, you're not helping.
Some other initiates must have all the tokens by now. Shame. You who's always finished first. But I suppose all good things must come to an end.
No, oh, come on. You know where they're hidden. Give me a hint. Just a small one. Name your price.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be fair, would it? The initiation treasure hunt is a time-honored tradition. Find your own tokens.
But Sierra Nox's stronghold bunker is up for sale, and there are only so many rhodium-class suites available. If I don't advance from patron to member this year, my friend Dennis will swoop it up. That smug bastard already made the Times' most influential list ahead of me. I'll never hear the end of it.
Sorry, Paul. Now, get scavenging or you'll lose your shot.
Thanks for nothing.
Don't mention it. I'll be rooting for you.
Multi-level marketing is like a license to print money. No one thinks far enough ahead to do the math themselves. They don't want to.
No judgment from me. If they sign up, then they clearly think it's a good deal on their end.
The trick is to make it sound simple. You sign on 3 friends, then they sign on 3 friends. Seems like the easiest thing in the world to people.
Huh. That's a good point.
Oh, the titles are the best part. The second you send someone a little certificate and call them a triple Onyx Plus member, they're yours for life.
You're right. That does sound like fertile territory.
If you give people a good pitch, the product doesn't even matter. People practically line up to fill their garages with the stuff.
I wonder how easy it would be to implement that approach with my startup.
So, I hear you have one of the tokens. Could I, see it? Just a quick peek, so I'm sure I know what it looks like.
Pretty lame, Initiate.
So, you like the class? Yeah, I know Heidi Santoro personally. I could introduce you, you know, if you give me your token.
Right. Close, Initiate, but no cigar.
God damn it, you're beautiful. But you knew that already. Yeah, why don't I take that token off your hands? No amount of jewelry can improve perfection.
Better luck next time, Initiate.
The great thing about Italy is that all the food is like children's food. You know, pasta, pizza, and whatnot. Our kids just love it.
I don't really enjoy holidays that much. I get bored really quickly. And what if something happens? You don't know what kind of doctors they have.
Holidays are just such a lovely time to spend with your family. You know, you get a break from all your worries and all that end-of-the-world crap. I mean, deep down, I still hope that all this preparation will not be necessary, if you know what I mean.
I just like my work, I guess. You know, I always volunteer for the holiday season. Sure. Just walking around in those empty hallways while everybody is away. You feel like you're the king of the world.
You know, I just love Italy. I think we've been there like 10 times at least. Mia is part Italian. I mean, like some distant grandmother or something, so she has this special connection to the country. She has a temper, too. Something you can inherit. I am telling you that. Boy, oh boy.
I'm talking to this woman on a dating site. She seems nice, but she says she likes traveling. I don't know. I just like to stay at home. Does that make me sound like a freak?
The thing about traveling is that you get to see new things and learn about the world. Well, now that the collapse is coming, it feels even more urgent, right? Like, get out there before it's too late, you know?
I once went to Germany because it's like considered a safe place. Sat on the can for 2 weeks because of this bad wiener. Didn't get to see anything.
What's with that weird bird effigy?
It's the annual Phoenix ceremony. It symbolizes the collapse of civilization from which the Ark Society emerges unscathed and triumphant.
Ah, rebirth. I get it.
What's new is that the Master of Ceremonies will light the effigy on fire with Zoe Washington inside it.
Huh. A bit showy, wouldn't you say?
Hey, whatever sells.
How can you say I'm grumpy? I'm not grumpy. That is really insensitive of you to say.
Oh, please, I didn't mean it. Let's just forget about it, okay?
You know I have arthritis. That's not a joking matter. Do you know how much money I pay for that blood they send up from the favelas?
Why can't we just enjoy this thing together for once, without arguing?
I am enjoying myself. It's just this damn building. It has too many stairs. God, I wouldn't be surprised if those stairs killed me, and I never even got to see Armageddon.
There. I'm sure you'll get to see the total destruction of the world. It could happen any day.
They sure are taking their time about it.
You're saying no one's allowed on board?
Only the custodians. It's their duty and privilege to look after the collection. But no Archean sets foot in the Ark of Legacy. Not patrons, not members, not architects, not even the original 5. Not until after the collapse, when the ship docks at our secret port in Baffin Bay. From there, the cultural artifacts will be transported to the building site. The point is, see, we don't want members to think of the Ark as their own private collection. We are not common thieves. We are protecting history, saving mankind's greatest achievements from himself.
And for ourselves?
For future generations. You need to take the long perspective. Would you rather that the works of the classical masters or the wonders of ancient Egypt be lost and forgotten in whatever Ragnarok mankind ends up unleashing on himself?
Bullshit. We're doing this because we can. Because our money makes us better than everyone else. Fact of life. And if I want to take a stroll through my private art collection, admiring the real Mona Lisa and the real Declaration of Independence, I should be allowed to do just that.
You won't get far around here with that attitude.
That's my dad's line. Didn't work for him either.
Your Highness?
Ah, Miss Washington. We were just discussing your stage stunt. Seems rather pagan, if you ask me. The Ark Society is not going mystical, I trust?
Just adding a bit of oomph, Your Highness. Humans like rituals. It's just how our brains are wired. Besides, we want the Phoenix ceremony to inspire awe, wonder, and excitement. But after all, these are exciting times.
The potential collapse of civilization is exciting to you?
It depends on how you deal with it. Walls and windmills, Your Highness.
I don't like her.
Zoe, we were just discussing the new initiatives. What's this I heard about a space colonization project?
Titan, yes. Something for the pioneers. We are also launching a WBE initiative this year for a different kind of pioneer.
WBE?
Whole brain emulation. A one-to-one scan of your brain allowing us to upload your mind to a network server or transfer it to an artificial body. It's the next step in human evolution.
Good grief. The Arctic City and the Cryo Lab I get. Those are just glorified life insurance, but all this to boldly go stuff? I don't know.
All new ideas are scary at first, but the Ark Society should be about more than surviving comfortably. All the great explorers and innovators in history were part of the elite, like us. Give it time. I think you will be as excited as we are.
Zoe, I was looking for you and Sophia's contribution to the Ark of Legacy, but, well, I couldn't seem to find any. Don't tell me you're not donating this year.
I'm afraid so.
Drats. I bet Cornelia $1,000 that you would beat Blake Nathaniel this year for sure.
Yes, well, we've been so busy taking over leadership from Janus that there's little time left for treasure hunting.
Say no more. I went through the same thing at Monumental Pictures. Seems like when you're really good at something, eventually you're promoted out of it.
Ain't that the truth?
She did not.
Oh, yes, she did.
You're not telling me they have that stowed away in the Ark of Legacy?
Ha! You can't even say the name.
Gorka's freaking portrait of the artist as a blank canvas? How the hell did she pull that off?
Patricia Van Horn is one of the world's most influential art patrons. Her gallery has donated tens of millions to respected art institutions, which puts her on every museum board worth a damn. Very few doors are closed to the likes of her. Even so, the woman's got brass balls.
Good God. I knew about the Peking Man. I knew about Nefertiti's coffin, but this? We're really doing this, aren't we?
That we are.
Donations, purchases, excavations, but replacing actual artifacts? Millions of people each year looking at fakes while the real deal sits in a sealed box on the Ark. That's a whole other level. Feels wrong somehow.
Huh. Is that what wrong feels like? Tell you the truth, I've gotten things my way for so long, I've plain forgotten. Have you seen that video that's going around?
That little dancing dog, you mean? Yeah, I love him.
No, the one with the two guys. The ones claiming responsibility for that string of horrible accidents in Paris.
Oh, those electrocutions, you mean?
70 people, all walking through the same puddle. Of course it wasn't an accident.
Oh, of course not. How many people do you know who go out of their way to walk through puddles? At a red carpet event, no less. All those $1,000 shoes?
And these guys put out their video and they're just laughing about it. Laughing. Can you imagine?
The sad thing is, I can.
You know, last year, I donated a really nice diamond necklace salvaged from the Titanic. I mean, it's priceless, but it's not even on display.
I mean, the old smelly ethnographic stuff is fine, I guess, but gold is gold. Everybody loves gold, right? That's what I'm donating.
This year, I was thinking about donating this gold-plated SUV that belonged to some rapper. I mean, it has a diamond-studded steering wheel. But you know, I'm not even gonna bother because they'll turn it down. I might just give it to the kids instead.
You know what? I think they should loosen up on the ivory. I have a lot of great ivory back in the States. Tables and chairs made of ivory.
You know what? Nathaniel actually told me not to donate more Gutenberg Bibles because 5 was enough. The thing is, I don't give a hoot about old books, but I knew he'd like them. I have 5 more sitting in a vault in Zurich.
Who cares about some old Aztec necklace? Oh, but that's an important legacy.
So I have this really beautiful Rolls Royce, once owned by Liberace, covered in rhinestones and feathers, but Nathaniel felt it might be a little too contemporary for the Ark. Whatever.
Honestly, all that ethnographical stuff is not really my thing. But Nathaniel always has to have the last word on what goes on display.
Anyway, I have this great broker in St. Petersburg now. He's buying up everything that belonged to the Tsar family. I might just have to build my own Ark to have room for all that stuff.
I don't know. I think the whole thing is turning into a bragging contest.
Next, I'm heading to South America. I mean, some say we have all the Aztec stuff we need, but I disagree. We haven't even started yet. Just wait and see.
Honestly, from what I'm hearing, some of the things going on to get the artworks are a little bit shady.
Yeah, well, I might buy some more of the Impressionists and donate them to the Ark of Legacy.
I think we should maybe select a few of the best pieces and then digitize the rest.
People talk a lot, but at the end of the day, it's what you donate that counts. And I'm not going to sit back and let others win that race.
The question is, when do we have enough? I mean, the damn boat will sink if we keep piling stuff into it.
These guys are handpicked from the best engineering schools in the country, and to my knowledge, they're doing a great job.
All I'm saying is that I have a few companies in Silicon Valley, and my expertise in tech might be of real use here.
They know what they're doing. They're top of their class. They've got computer scientists and architects and even linguists. We should give them some space to work their magic.
I can't help it. I'm uncomfortable with the fact that we're not granted backstage access. When I buy a new company, I always take a look under the hood.
They are the best of the best. I think they deserve our gratitude and respect.
I'm just a hands-on kind of gal. That's the way I run my companies, and I don't see how it could hurt anybody to get a look behind the scenes.
Well, maybe it's for the best. You know how people talk, and suddenly it's all over the press.
I still think we should be allowed to take a look behind the scenes and get an impression of the daily operation. I mean, we're paying for the music, right?
You don't seriously believe they're real, do you? Serendipity, was it?
Providence.
Come on, Masterson. Consider your source. A hostage video from a known terrorist group, no less? That poor guy was looking down a barrel.
Honestly, I don't know what to think. You, of all people, should know the most powerful guy is never the one at the top. It's whoever put him there. Invisible, and therefore untouchable.
Oh, shoot. I think I left my tinfoil hat on the boat. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
I'm serious. These people, if they are real, could even be running the Ark Society without any of us knowing about it.
For Pete's sake, man. Those terrorists, they are just a bunch of working-class losers who needed an excuse to blow up some rich folk. And so, they made up some crap about a shadow cabal controlling the world. It's the usual Bilderberg Illuminati bullshit with a sprinkle of X-Files. And where are they now, your terrorists? Awfully quiet these last couple of months. It was probably a scam all along. Some Russian troll farm up to no good.
Or maybe the shadow cabal got to them.
My God, you're right. Why didn't I see it sooner? We're through the looking glass here, Masterson.
Oh, shut up.
Just humor me for a second. How do you think the twins got elected in the first place?
Janus appointed them?
That's not what I hear. Way I hear it, Janus was grooming Engelhorn. Steady Eddie Engelhorn. Oh, then suddenly, he flip-flops and picks Zoe and Sophia, two rogue fortune hunters with radical ideas. Oh, sure, their father, Byron Washington, is a prominent member of the Ark Society, and sure, the twins have donated handsomely to the Ark of Legacy. But still.
Okay, well, say you're right. What's wrong with that?
Oh, I just don't like the idea of some hidden hand controlling the Order without our knowledge.
You did run a super PAC for 10 years, didn't you?
What's your point?
Look, my advice would be don't think about it. You're through the needle's eye. Golden ticket to the future. Just count your blessings and shut your mouth.
It could even be that Shadow Cartel. The one from that Ether hostage video.
I do not know you.
Well, it's a delicate process. You need a sound knowledge of not only what materials were available to the original craftsmen, but how to age them accordingly.
My God, that's impressive work.
The farthest I've ever gone to replicate one of these artifacts was when I had to have someone carve down a set of less valuable reliefs purely to match the original stone of a set we were reclaiming.
Well, I would expect no less from anyone engaged in the project.
I don't want to brag, but I've successfully passed a forgery into at least 9 of the 10 most notable museums on the planet. It's truly gratifying work.
Fascinating. Just fascinating.
A single slip of the brush could give a piece away. A forgery of Ark caliber needs to be utterly flawless.
Do you take on private commissions by any chance? I've always had my eye on... Well, we should talk later.
Are you donating this year?
What, are you afraid I'll beat you again?
The gifting is about securing our cultural legacy. It's not a competition.
That's totally a competition.
I'm not afraid you'll beat me.
Again.
Whatever. But honestly, I don't know what the judges committee was thinking. As if a Pollock beats the Magna Carta.
Well, you can rest easy. I didn't bring anything. The Washington twins are probably surefire winners again. They've been on a roll these last few years.
I don't know. Blake Nathaniel, the famous adventurer who runs the Ark of Legacy, he's donating the Cloud Serpent, one of the most famous lost jewels in the world. Belonged to Montezuma.
Well, well. I had Zoe and Sophia tore up half of the Amazon looking for that thing. This night just got interesting.
It's just vulgar. It's like they don't know how to handle money.
Yeah, but it's harmless, I suppose. When I made my first billion, I would have fun stuffing $1,000 bills into homeless people's paper cups.
Look at them. That is what's giving the super rich a bad name.
Let he who hasn't lit a cigar with a handful of Benjis cast the first stone.
God, they're like spring breakers or something.
Well, I think the twins are right to say that the Ark Society can't be all doom and gloom if we want to attract the younger billionaires. We need a little bit of fun to keep them tuned in, or they'll throw their money at something else.
I look at them and I don't see any potential. But tell me we weren't like that when we joined the Society.
I once burned a Rembrandt because this 20-year-old model from Belarus dared me.
Nobu, finally. I've been trying to get a hold of you for... Oh, you're on the jet? Well, how far out? I'm not sure. Janus's body is still being prepped in the basement. I checked the wake schedule. The service opens with a performance of Janus's favorite Schubert piece. Zoe Washington delivers a short eulogy, and then guests are invited to pay their last respects. The plan is to keep the body on display for the duration of the evening, so even if you miss the service, you can still say goodbye. Oh, well, me too, old friend. Me too. Safe landings, okay? The Cloud Serpent. They say it belonged to Montezuma himself. It was lost for over 500 years, until Blake Nathaniel unsealed the Serpent's tomb. Extraordinary.
It's a flipping necklace. Anyway, the Washington twins found it first. Way I hear it, Sophia literally has the necklace in her hand when Nathaniel repels from the ceiling, triggers this ancient death trap, and, murder and mayhem ensues.
But I thought those two were lovers.
Well, on and off. Currently way off, which explains the added security.
I don't follow.
Think about it. Why the need for an alarm system? We're all filthy rich. Except...
Ah, I see. Blake thinks Sophia might try and steal back the necklace before it's sealed in the Ark of the Legacy. Good grief. No honor among thieves, huh?
I'll say.
I think the Etruscan collection is coming along nicely, though. I donated a few objects myself, actually.
Yeah, I guess it's not all bad. I just feel offended that some of the great pieces are still in the hands of the public. They don't deserve them.
Did you see the Russian and Italian futurists? I convinced this friend of mine to donate his collection. Get this, he's in Big Pharma, and he has a majority stake in a global fast food franchise. Funny, right? I mean, first you make the country fat, and then you develop a fat burner. Anyway, the Futurist collection is really promising.
Yeah. I just think it's a pity they don't have the really big pieces. They're still in those ghastly national museums that are open to all the riffraff.
But take the contemporary collection. It was really poor a few years ago, but now, since all those Wall Street guys joined the society, we have a lot of edgy and ethnically diverse objects. Well, I love those political pieces, actually. They are so cute and naive.
Yes, but we need to work on a way to liberate more artworks from the national museums. They're so dull and always packed with those obese schoolchildren.
And the Impressionists, what's going on there? We have the biggest damn collection of water lilies in the world. Yeah, I think we covered that pretty well.
I don't know. I'm still missing a piece or two. Though I actually have a pretty strong lead in a small Eastern European country where I might be able to shake a few items loose from the National Gallery.
I've never seen anything like it before.
Amazing.
Lovely. Just lovely.
What an immaculate specimen.
Just remarkable.
I don't even have words.
Oh, wow.
I've only ever seen pictures before.
Well, I hear Zoe Washington has been very much involved in the planning. She even had a rare relic shipped from the Ark of the Legacy. This Tsar dagger that Janus wished to wear at the wake.
I bet she just wants him out the door. The old man casts a long shadow.
Well, that's a bit cynical, isn't it?
Come on, the twins barely knew Janus. Besides, what kind of 20-something cares about continuity anyway?
True enough. Janus was a real man, and he made me feel safe. Period. You know what I used to tell my ex-husband? Not to leave me alone with that handsome devil, because maybe I wouldn't be able to control myself. It was a joke, of course, but there was a grain of truth in there.
There are rumors that Janus had a history of violence against women. Now, I'm not saying they're true, but he certainly was a brute, if you ask me.
Zero.
I think too much has been made of Janus's alleged misogyny. I mean, he was a little rough around the edges, but that's what you want from somebody in his position. I don't know if the twins make me feel safe at all.
I think we need to give Zoe and Sophia a chance. They are green, And they are going to make mistakes, but they've got that youthful exuberance that you can't buy for all the money in the world.
I think that Janus was about substance and making things happen in the real world, while Zoe and Sophia are too busy showing off and having a great time. I mean, the new initiatives? Everything's so fluffy now.
I must admit that it does surprise me that Janus had... well, let me put it this way. He was a misogynist, but he liked having women around him. You know, there was this weird part of him that was... look, Janus was always a bit of an enigma.
Bruised petal.
Zoe and Sophia are having way too much fun with this. To them, this is like putting up another college stage play or something. It's like they don't get that this is serious business. We had much more direction and purpose when Janus was in charge.
People are just jealous of Zoe and Sophia because they're women. All that nonsense about being from a privileged background. I mean, if that's a problem, then we're all in trouble, right? Brute, if you ask me.
Strange. I know I'm supposed to feel something, but the fact is, Janus is a name to me. That's about it. I never actually knew the man.
I don't think anyone did. Not really.
But you were part of this, back when there was just a few of you, right?
Oh, yes. Almost from the beginning. 93, I think. He still had the air of a cold warrior back then. We were just in awe of him, the lot of us. Technically, Janus was the least powerful man in the room. But I suppose, if you survived Soviet-era KGB, facing party purgers and thermonuclear obliteration on a daily basis, a bunch of pampered executives won't rock your boat.
Suppose not. Wonder why he started the society. I mean, the Cold War was over. Crisis averted.
Janus didn't see it that way. He saw firsthand how close we came to oblivion, and he figured humans are flawed creatures. We may have dodged one bullet, but the next one will be a shotgun blast to the face. Ecological collapse, pandemic virus, energy crisis. Death wears many guises. Janus figured there's no way we can save the whole sprawling mess that is humanity, and when the ship goes down, the first-class passengers do what they've always done. Haul ass to the lifeboats and live to spend another day.
Words to live by.
Anyway, he sure was something, old Janus. A man like that deserves to go out in his prime, not shrivel away in Yawnsville, USA. I say, whoever killed him probably did him a kindness.
Zoe, when can we see the body?
Shortly, Raoul. Muriel, the preservation specialist, is getting him ready as we speak.
This procedure, what's it called? Plastification?
Plastination.
Plastination. Is this truly what Janus wanted? Going on display in the Ark of Legacy like a wax statue? He never mentioned anything of the sort to me.
I assure you, his last will was quite clear on the matter.
And may we see this last will?
You can ask our lawyer, Mr. Yates. But I already know the answer. Now, if you'll excuse me. Sucker.
Then we're all in trouble, right?
Raoul, I'm sorry for your loss. I know you and Janus were close.
Yes. He took me under his wing, back when I was just an aeronautical engineer. I would never have built my own space agency without his tutelage. And now, we may beat the ISA to Mars.
Why stop there?
Yes, your Titan initiative. Janus would have thought it was a pipe dream. He was a realist.
Janus was a man of his time. But you will find that Sophia and I are driven less by fear and more by awe and wonder.
And here I thought you were driven by danger and greed.
I see no conflict. Neither should you.
He deserved better. I still can't believe it. I'm in shock.
Yeah, but it's great they're giving him the respect he deserves. He was such a visionary. He had a great singing voice too, actually. Only a few people know that about him.
Ironic, though, don't you think? That you prepare your whole life to survive Armageddon and then you check out in that way. I mean, what is all this really worth if you can't save yourself?
The way I think about it is that Janus really made a difference. Now we have real and attractive contingency plans. I mean, I'm almost looking forward to the end of the world.
I would be looking at who benefits from his death. Honestly, there were certain people who could hardly restrain their joy when he kicked the bucket. I think you know of whom I'm talking.
You know, what I will remember about Janus's leadership is that he ran a tight ship. He had my respect for that. Sure, he was a little bit on the dark side at times, but I always suspected he could have had a history of depression.
It was kind of mysterious what happened. I mean, but not surprising at all. I mean, with the enemies he had made over the years, boy, oh boy.
Sure, but without Janus, we would still be buying politicians in the vain hope that they would somehow wake up and do their job and save the world. Now we don't have to worry about that anymore.
It was an odd way to go, though. Never really understood what happened there, but well, maybe it's best not to ask too many questions.
You should know.
So long, old man.
People
You had a better run than most. Most successful spy in modern history. Oh, and that whole Jasper Knight incident was just brilliant.
He died the way
Anyway.
he lived.
Enjoy your rest.
Leave it at that.
You've earned it.
Easy for you to say. Some of these morons think Sophia and I had something to do with his death.
Now, why would they think you'd be capable of a thing like that?
Wow. So fierce looking even in death. That mortician is a genius. I totally believe that you once wrestled a brown bear to a tie. Anyway, Godspeed, Mr. Janus. Sorry I never knew you.
Goodbye, Janus. We won't forget you. Odd how you helped shape the 20th century, and yet nobody knows your name.
Das Vidania, old boy. You were always the best of us. I still can't believe I never got to beat you at chess.
It's not unheard of, you know, that the dead wander the earth. Oh, sure. Yeah, in other cultures, the ghosts of the deceased have a natural and accepted place in life.
Really?
I'm not buying all this ghost nonsense. I mean, I miss Janus too, but that's just ridiculous. He's dead and gone. Period.
Oh, Janus.
I'm not saying that I vouch for the information, but some say that due to the strange circumstances surrounding his death, Janus's ghost could not find rest.
That's really spooky.
Are you serious? I think somebody might have watched too many zombie movies.
I know how it sounds, but I have talked to someone who saw this with her own eyes. The body was gone, and the next minute it was back in the coffin again. And I trust this woman with my life.
Seriously? That's just hair-raising.
Come on, that can't be true. There's probably just some mix-up. I mean, some people like to make a mountain out of a molehill. What
At
a
least he
horrible way
lived
to
a
go.
lot.
It's mysterious, I know, but what I heard was the body was there, and then it was gone, and then it was back again. He was even spotted walking the cliffs at nighttime.
God, that's so creepy.
This credible eyewitness of yours, is that who I think it is? Because, I mean, she's a nutcase. She's been searching for the Loch Ness Monster for years.
Poor old bastard. Poor old bastard. Oh, Janus. Oh. At least he lived a long, full life.
What a horrible way to go. Rest in peace, sir. Things won't really be the same without him. Just keep it together.
Such a waste. I'm gonna miss him. What a character. I suppose it was too late to freeze him anyway. I have to be honest, I worry about what's going to happen to the Ark Society now. We're facing a critical time, and we can't afford to make any mistakes.
Yeah. It's funny how people suddenly worship Janus now that he's gone. Would have been nice to see a little bit of that affection when he was actually around to appreciate it.
Such a waste. Janus had something that's very rare in today's world. Integrity. Too many people are just trying to please everybody. Janus was true to himself and to his vision.
Things are going to be very different from now on. We need to keep an eye on this. Make sure the society doesn't start drifting in the wrong direction, if you know what I mean.
I suppose it was too late to freeze. You know, I look around and frankly I don't see anyone with that talent and leadership in the group, present management included. Janus was always my number one.
They don't make them like that anymore, that's for sure. The twins are walking in big footsteps. Let's hope they don't stumble and fall.
You know, I feel his presence even stronger now that he's gone, because all of this is his brainchild. To see him lying there, it's a damn tragedy.
Janus was always one step ahead of everybody else. I can't help thinking the society will miss his prudence and planning. Other people might have to step up now.
I'm gonna miss him.
Bloody hell. I knew the twins were hardcore, but this...
Tell me about it. I mean, is it even safe? Electricity, damp basement? Oh, I see an accident waiting to happen.
Well, Zoe's scary, but she's not crazy. I'm sure she's got it under control.
You sure about that? The Washingtons are not exactly known for their restraint.
Shooting up a bunch of inbred natives is one thing, but even Zoe won't endanger her peers.
Ugh, I wouldn't put anything past her. She's a predator, that one.
You're Blake Nathaniel, right? If you don't mind me asking, people have been searching for the Cloud Serpent for centuries. Wherever did you find it?
Well, to cut a long story short, it began with a Portuguese galleon salvaged off the coast of Costa Rica. One of the long-dead sailors had a tattoo etched into the back of his neck, and it spoke of a map to the mythical Serpent's tomb, hidden inside the royal scepter of Montezuma. The only problem was, the scepter, which was stolen by Cortez's troops after the fall of Tenochtitlan, now belonged to Esteban Montoya, head of the Moreno drug cartel. Safe to say that was an interesting afternoon. See this scar? Anyway, that was only the beginning. Spiders, death traps, ancient puzzles, and of course the Washington twins and their trigger-happy raiders.
Wow. Is it true you stole the necklace right from under their noses?
You're damn right I did. You need to understand, I work alone. I was at a huge strategic disadvantage. Not to mention, I earn it. I actually solve those damn puzzles rather than just C4 my way through them. Zoe and Sophia have no respect for the craft or for ancient architecture. Still, Sophia's one hell of a woman.
Ah, yes. That must be hard. The rivalry.
Yeah, well, love and war, miss. Love and war.
Cornelia, you made it.
Zoe! I've been looking for you. Or should I say, Madam Chairwoman?
Don't make me feel old.
Nonsense. You and Sophia are the most exciting people I know. Speaking of, what's your next adventure?
I wish I knew, but Sophia, it's like she's lost her taste for it or something. This place is all she cares about now. I don't know. I get restless is all.
Well, you're not getting any younger. Maybe you should take a break, hit the beach. A bit of self-pampering never hurt anybody.
Thanks. Let me think about that while I go toss myself from the top of the keep.
Oh, Zoe. You'll never change.
Still out here?
I'm hiding from one of the Van Orton heirs. I forget which. I'm afraid he's a dreadful bore. Oh, that reminds me. I completely forgot to tell you. Guess who I ran into in Tuscany?
Who?
Deirdre Fitzgerald.
Who? Oh, right. How'd that go down? Did she still carry a grudge?
Did she still? Zoe, she almost killed herself. If her roomie hadn't been a medical student.
We gave her a hard time, that's all. The pills were her choice.
True enough, but still. I mean, she was polite enough, but I don't think she ever really put it behind her.
Don't beat yourself up. That was a long time ago. Besides, you should never let other people's weakness drag you down.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, I didn't mean to ruin the mood.
You didn't. I gotta do the rounds. Talk later. Cornelia. Still dodging that weak-chinned Van Orton air?
I told him to get drinks. Then I ran for it. Speaking of men, where's your father? Byron Washington usually never misses a gathering.
He's laying low, I'm afraid. You know those terrorists who've been targeting the global elite? Someone at Interpol suggested that he might be next. It's probably bullshit, but you know, better safe than sorry.
I'll say. Papa has upped his security, too. Luckily, we Stuyvesants stay out of the limelight. There's a good chance those terrorists never even heard of us.
Right. What is it your family does again?
Oh, we dabble in a little bit of everything. Papa's tried to explain it to me, but I'm afraid it's all so mind-numbingly dull. Funds that own companies that own other companies that make things that everybody uses, but no one thinks twice about. It's about as sexy as a 90s ice cream ad.
Forget I asked. I'm off. See you later, Cornelia.
I'll be skulking. Oh, Zoe, I bet you can help me settle a bet.
Yes, I did get a nose job, but not out of vanity. This Amazon native shot me with a blow dart, and I don't know what kind of poison it was tipped with, but my skin started falling off, and then...
What? No, silly. It's about Janus. A friend of mine says he didn't actually die of old age, that there was some kind of foul play. I figured since you're his successor, you'd know. Was Janus murdered? And was it connected to the Ark Society or his old KGB past?
Oh, those rumors. Did you hear the one about the poisonous blueberry muffin? Or the exploding oxygen tank? Or maybe the one where he was killed by his own nurse. Plenty more where those came from.
So, it isn't true.
Cornelia, I assure you, the only thing strange about Janus's death was that it didn't happen sooner. And now, I must be going. Have fun, okay?
The council meeting. You know what it's about?
Climate change. Sophia Washington is trying to persuade Janus's original five to embrace the Green Revolution.
Fat chance. The original five are all energy CEOs. These guys practically invented climate denial.
I don't know, I mean, they're not idiots. It's not like they want to screw up the planet. Energy companies just follow the money like everybody else. Obscuring the truth, misleading public opinion, acquisitioning and squashing upstarts. Those are just some of the tools in the toolbox. It's nothing personal. It's just business.
My God, we're all a bunch of assholes, aren't we?
None of us have the power to change the world. So why not be the winning horse? Maybe people will wise up, band together, and pull through. Maybe they won't. You and me, though, we'll be fine either way.
Sure, but still.
It's out of our hands. All we can do is ride the wave.
You know that thug Delgado? Yes, it's interesting how after Delgado fell off the radar, a lot of rare objects suddenly became available.
One man's loss is another man's gain, I suppose. I certainly don't weep over that animal. The Picasso drawings are safe with us now.
You know that thug Delgado had a really impressive collection of artworks. Maybe there was a sensitive soul inside that hard shell.
I just think that we know how to handle art better than he did. I mean, I'm sorry for him, but he was too erratic. Rumor has it that he would shoot up Ming vases just for the hell of it.
I'm not saying all Delgado's pieces were great. I mean, the phallic symbolism from ancient Greece was a little bit too coarse for my liking. But I guess when you're a dope dealer, you need to make a statement.
Actually, I suspect that most people will be happy he's gone. And the art pieces are in good hands now. Some of his contemporary stuff was not bad at all.
My couriers certainly have it a lot easier now that Delgado is gone. They no longer have to pay off his thugs when they pass through the Colombian Amazon.
Some of the pieces are invaluable, and it was wrong for him to even own them in the first place. It takes a real connoisseur to appreciate works from the High Renaissance.
Hey, can I get through?
Come on. You know my answer.
Just for a few minutes. I just want to peek. It's not like it's going to cost you anything.
It'll cost me plenty. Architects only.
What's the worst that could happen if you let me go up there? Do you even know who I am?
Sir, just take my word on this.
Yeah, these old castles. You always feel like somebody's watching you. This could be a damn haunted house for all we know. Could be the sleeping pills, I guess. The dose I'm taking now, oh, forget about it. Maybe I just had one vodka martini too many? Wait, there it is again. I swear that ugly painting is watching me. Shit. Those eyes are definitely following me. Jesus Christ, what's going on? Master.
Oh, hello, Axel. Keeping warm in there?
Hey, Fenniger. Still in character, I see. Good man.